Said I got me a working man. Hey, nothing wrong with a working man. While he chasing the bag, I'm doing all that I can to make home heavenly. Yeah, welcome home, baby. How was your day, Daddy? Yeah. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. I'll bring your plate when dinner's ready. Yeah. Cold beer in the icebox. Yeah. Football on the TV. I know somebody's probably listening like, girl, please. But I cannot relate, 'cause I got a working man. Yeah, nothing wrong with a working man. And while he chasing the bag, I'm doing all that I can to make home heavenly.
It's the Social Drinkers Podcast.
This is the Social Drinkers Podcast.
Welcome to the Social Drinkers Podcast. Tonight we have a special guest.
Hello.
Miss Kiddy Sangs.
Yeah.
Sangs, not sings. Sangs.
Sangs, okay?
Get it right.
Sang you right out your drawers.
I'm leave that alone. Okay, listen.
It has happened.
See, I
How y'all doing?
Me good. How you doing?
I'm amazing.
Now, today's a special day.
Yeah.
What's today?
Today is my 41st birthday.
God damn it. Happy birthday, my
Happy
love.
birthday.
Thank you.
Yes. So, Miss Kiddy, first of all, y'all gonna get a piece of what we just heard a little later. This lady sings. Okay, so thank you for that. I really enjoyed that part.
Thank you.
So we're gonna start this interview off with, tell us a little bit about you, your background. Where are you from? What was childhood like for you?
I am a little country town girl. I was basically after I was born, we stayed in a small town called Buckner, Arkansas, which is probably like 5 minutes from where I was raised up at, which is Stamps, Arkansas. And might I add, it is the childhood home of the legendary Maya Angelou.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you got some shoes to fill.
Yes.
You got some big footsteps to follow.
Yes.
So how was that growing up in that town like that?
I honestly, some of it I remember, but some of it I don't. I think more so, I was probably more of an introvert.
Yeah.
Because my grandmother raised me up Christian,
Okay.
like Church of God in Christ. Like I was in church. I was that black girl at school with the long dress, and no makeup, no fingernail polish, stuff
Just
like that.
plain
Yeah,
Jane,
just plain
regular,
Jane. Yeah, straight up. Church of God in Christ. So, I was basically had that upbringing, but of course, and I'm a preacher's kid, so, you're going to be a little devious or whatever.
Well, that's what I hear. So is that a rumor, or is it, preachers' kids tend to go buck wild when they get a little
Let
bit
me ask you a
taste of freedom?
question.
Answer. I have an answer
If
for you.
all your life you're being told that this is the way to go, and you're a creative,
Yeah.
I'm going to say creatives are radical. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the reason why the church really didn't get jiggy with me. I was a radical. I was one of the people that started, I ain't going to say started, but participated in the era of when we were stepping, the Kirk Franklin era. You know what I'm saying? A lot of churches ended up having like step teams and stuff like that. So like I've always been involved in entertainment, like acting, singing, all of
we know
that.
you were in the choir.
Right, absolutely. But see, the story behind that is like the church that I grew up in, and it was haters. It was haters. Like, I'm gonna say this though, although that it's a negative thing, if you got haters, like seriously, I know we say that and it's cliche as hell, but if you got haters, that means that you got something.
Yeah.
You got something, and not just something, it's a gift from God.
And I was going to say, if you look at it spiritually,
And
it's not necessarily them, it's the spirits, because you got to know in the spiritual realm, they know what your purpose is. Yeah. So they're going to send people in the physical body to try to stop you from getting to that purpose.
You said absolutely everything that was about to flow out my mouth.
Okay, so we here already.
Yeah.
We just started. Okay,
yes,
now. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, when did you realize you first had a passion for singing?
I spent a lot of time alone, and honestly, my passion didn't even start as singing. I used to write a lot.
Okay.
I love to write. Like I said, I didn't have a whole bunch of friends. Like, literally, people didn't like me. And like I said, I understand it now as as a 41-year-old woman. I understand it wasn't physical. It's something spiritual. Because the problem ain't that they don't like you. They admire you. When you think about the physical part of it, they admire you so much that it ignites jealousy and envy. And I've dealt with that with a lot of people. I've had people get close to me just so they could get some of that energy.
Yeah.
And we go from absolutely my favorite person to I hate you.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think that me and her was just saying, it's a spiritual thing. People inhabit spirits that they don't rebuke daily. We got Bible thumpers thumping that Bible hard as hell, but till they forget, y'all praying for everybody else but your damn self. I'm focused on me. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil because I'm focused on me. I done already spread my realm of protection around myself. You can't fuck with me. I'm unfuckwithable.
So, how much did your experience, as far as you sang in church, right?
Whenever I was allowed to. It was a lot of shaming because I was learning. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't the best, but I knew what was in my heart. I knew what was in my stomach.
So that you say shaming, they're
It
criticizing
was a lot
you wasn't the
of
best
keep her out the choir.
Why?
Told you I was radical.
Okay.
So were you the one like changing up the songs and putting a little?
I was little. Y'all remember when What's Love Got to Do with It?
Yeah.
I was little Tina Turner. Bright light, hey, yeah, that was
right.
So you never ate any cake or anything like that? You know?
Nah,
you know what?
Nah, I was the one pushing it down people's throat.
Right.
So it's like you say I want to sing in church. You know, I want to sing for this. I'm Catholic, so y'all call Mass something different. But when y'all meet up, is it a situation where they have specific people designated to sing, and if you wanted to be a part of that, you had to kind of force your way into it?
There were choir practices that I wasn't invited to. My grandmother, I was raised by my grandmother, by the way. Shout out to Anna Mae Briggs. Yeah, she all over me, my neck, my hand, everywhere. I take her with me everywhere. She tried to open it because she seen it in me. She knew what I wanted to do. And she knew that it was people in place that was trying to make it like, who does she think she is? She can't. You know, they actually put me up front to sing a solo. And knowing that I would fail. And they laughed. That was the first and last time I felt any type of way on stage. And ever since then, I feel like every time I get on that stage, I got to prove a point because they said I couldn't sing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you say you write too. Tell us about the writing. Like, do you write poetry? When you started writing, was it just music? What was the writing about?
I was writing down what I was feeling because I didn't have nobody to talk to. I told you I was a little lonely girl.
Right.
And the friends that I did try to, it was more so of me trying to fit in where I didn't fit in. I stuck out like a sore thumb. You know, they used me. They befriend me to benefit what they could from me.
Right.
But I ain't never really just had. That's my friend right there. We celebrate. We celebrating. It's not my
We have a
friend.
podcast over here. Hey. Okay, fine. Okay,
That's
anyway.
not just my friend. That's my sister. We celebrating
Right.
31 years of friendship today. We met when we
That's
were
what's up.
10, and we've been like this ever since. But the others, those weren't my friends. It was just what they could get from me.
Mm-hmm.
My grandmother. A lot of people got blessings off of default. A lot of people got blessings from my grandmother because default of me.
Right.
Because they were my friend. My grandma was dropping them kids off every morning at school. Everybody ate at my house. You know what I'm saying? If Miss Annie Mae cooked a pot of pinto beans, you hungry? Come here and get you a plate. Like
Right.
that's the type of upbringing I came from. But like I was saying, I still was lonely.
Yeah.
I was lonely and I had a whole bunch of feelings. I ain't gonna say suffer from. I'm not gonna say struggle with. I live with bipolar disorder.
Right.
I'm a functioning person with a mental illness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But at that time, I didn't understand what that was. I got diagnosed at 14, of course, but it was
Okay.
after an attempt at my life. You know, I didn't even understand what was going on with me. I knew I was fighting some demons in my head, and it was deeper than anybody else known. Of course, there was some trauma that triggered all that, but at the same time, I couldn't explain to nobody what I was feeling but that pen and that pad.
Right.
So along those lines, and I know you have a question to ask. What was the first signs of that, and what made you realize personally, hey, something is up? So I have an issue
Rage.
over the simplest
And
things.
that may be why a lot of people may not have liked me as a younger me. I was really, really angry because there were some things that I couldn't say out loud. There were some secrets that I was keeping. Rage. And it may have turned people, as an adult, I know that some friendships that I have lost, it was from that. Because of that rage. I was angry. I was always crying. I was real, real sensitive. And you know, coming up in the black community is just a thing of you need to toughen up.
Right, yeah.
You know
It's
what I'm
kind of
saying?
frowned upon
Yeah.
and your feelings.
You
and
too
shit.
sensitive.
Yeah.
And not just that, of course, if you someone that deals with astrology, y'all know us Pisces. We stay with our heart on our
That's the spirit
sleeves.
animal over there.
We always got our heart on our sleeves,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I was depressed at such a young age. Some of my poetry, I go back and read it, it was like, God damn, girl, you was 10.
Yeah.
Where the fuck did this come from?
And it was coming out that early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't nobody pay attention until I was just like, I'm finna take myself out. But see, the thing is, and people always say that when people who commit, that they're weak. Nah, them some strong motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I swallowed them pills, I'm calling my homegirl, hey, come here. I done something. I done fucked up.
So, and it's not to cut you off. We recently, within the last couple of months, had a young lady on here, Joy, Thriving with Joy, Choose Joy, that did the exact same thing. That particular episode was on suicide awareness. But she talked about what got her to that point and the fact that she did consume something, and she had I don't want to say the presence of mind, but she did tell somebody when she did it, whether that was a subconscious ask for help or not. Her sister was able to show up and save her life. Do you think that's the same with you? That
Absolutely.
you wanted somebody to come in and save you from yourself?
Yeah.
I had abandonment issues badly. Real bad abandonment issues. I felt like everybody that I love, they were either taken away from me or they voluntarily leave. Like I said, my grandmother was raising me, and this ain't no hate towards my mama. This is my story. This is my truth. But my mom didn't raise me, and there's a situation with my dad. I may have another dad. So, you know what I'm saying? There was a situation surrounding me that I didn't even learn about until I'm a grown ass woman.
Yeah.
Dead ass. You know what I'm saying? All I know is who I've been
You say
told.
grown, like mid, early 20s?
Around 26, 27,
Okay.
maybe.
Which is way too late in life
Yeah.
to learn certain things about yourself.
Yeah.
I've had a complicated childhood, and I didn't know the most significant parts of it until I was about 30 or so. And I don't know if that made it worse or not. Or maybe I was old enough to experience what it is they're saying and consume it the right way. Maybe when you're younger, things hit you a little bit different. But what kind of effect did that have on you when you start learning some of the things about your true self? Did it make it worse, or did it start answering questions that you always had?
I'm one of them people, like, I want to know when, where, how, under what
everything.
condition, and to what degree. And it's a lot of things. They're even unresolved now, and that's why I'm being careful about how I speak on the situation. Because like I said, it's not, I'm telling my story. You know what I'm saying? Maybe other people will tell theirs later. And that's really what I want. I want to know your story. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I can have grace on somebody that I know their story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Even now with my mom, with my grandmother raising me, I'm shout out to her. She did what she needed to do for me. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now if she hadn't have been like, hey, you go ahead and raise her. I don't see it any other way. And my grandma loved me so hard. Those feelings of abandonment were literally something that I was dealing with. My grandma loved me. I knew I was loved.
You had somebody,
Man,
but that didn't change the way that you
No,
felt it. Yeah.
like, where's my mama? Where is my daddy?
I feel like.
Like, why y'all not here? You know what I'm saying? And then you start feeling some type of way because, like, y'all got other kids that y'all with. What's wrong with me? You know, I think, like I said, a lot of the mental illness comes from trauma.
Yep.
And a lot of people think that trauma is something that somebody got to actually physically do something to you. But no, trauma is all those questions that I got. I'm trying to figure out who I am. Especially as a teenager. And then as you you're starting to get comfortable with being an adult, you learn shit ain't what it was supposed to be.
You got some tissue? And let me just say this. I relate to you on so many levels just in this little bit of time because I've had a similar experience.
I got some issue
with your your parent not raising you and having those abandonment issues, and then people don't realize, and then you go out and you get older and you start to date
promiscuous
and those different things, and it looks different for everybody
that said I love you, I like you. You know what I'm saying?
So it's in so many ways. So I want to just thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for your bravery. Because I feel like in our community, we don't talk about mental illness enough. Like going to therapy is frowned upon, and that's not good.
Every 2 weeks, baby.
We need people like you know what I'm saying, to be brave and say, no, this is what I've dealt with. This is what it looks like. For the young people that are going through that and don't know what it looked like, you're telling them, because I've dealt with depression in my life, and it started young. Like, I was moved around a lot. You know, my mom didn't raise me. My dad, did I know him? Yeah. So different things, like bits and pieces of myself I give out on this platform. I try not to give too much because I'm in the process of finishing up a novel, a fiction novel. So it's not necessarily about me, but a lot of things that I talk about was my life or the people around me. So I understand, and it's not easy, even when you feel like you changed or you're healed from certain things, and then you look back and be like, no, some of that stuff still lingers. So
you see, it got a reaction from me right now,
right? So that's what I'm telling you. Like, thank you, because
I tell people I'm healing. I'm not healed, my following is really a majority of people who have mental illness.
Right.
People, I have a son with autism. I'm raising a child on the spectrum. Families who have special needs kids. That's my following. I push for this. I do. I push to normalize this conversation.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to look at it like, you know what I'm saying? For some odd reason, and it ain't no odd reason. I understand it. It's Black History Month, and there are so many things that are coming forward that make your heart ache, even if you're not even blood ways with any of the people that are in the situation. So I understand, like, we are a people who basically been conditioned to be the way we are, so hard ass on each other. You know, you can't. I'm so sick of people telling men they can't cry. I'm sick of people telling men that they can't have any type of emotions. That's why honestly, that's why a lot of this little secret DL shit going on.
Yep.
A man can't feel comfortable enough to come out and say, "Hey, I have some kinks." You know what I'm saying? I may be struggling a little bit with my sexuality. Because our community is just conditioned mentally, and I feel like it's messed up. Because for us to be so judged by the outside, we do it even worse than they do.
Yeah, it's like we have our own set of standards we set for ourselves. You know, and that's...
And along the lines of what you were saying, as far as your upbringing, we have normalized people raising our children for us.
Yes.
So I just...
No, it's not people though. It's technology.
Well,
it's a combination of the two, and that's even worse. But
it's like you know, a kid will grow up thinking his aunt is his sister and all that stuff. So I wasn't raised by my mother or my father, and that becomes our norm. Then not having our biological parents in our household, or at least having some type of real interaction with us, it kind of lends the feeling that I am being abandoned, that the people that actually created me doesn't give a shit about me. People can say, okay, well, you know, you grew up in a stable household, your grandmother and your grandfather and your aunt and your uncle raised you, and the household was fine. Yeah. That does not erase the fact that on the inside you're broken as a person, because the people that you think inherently are supposed to love you don't fuck with you. So I just wanted to add that on there.
Yeah,
no,
because that was a lot of my pain. I just feel like don't nobody want me. I don't have no friends. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I ended up. When you want love, you go looking in the worst
come on, and let me
places.
tell you something, and it runs from you, don't it? Just because you're looking for it, it runs from you.
Man.
So
that was a lot. That was a lot of my issue. I really hate the word abandoned, because I really am trying to get away from the mindset of being a victim. I feel like my story went the way that it went so that I could be the mother that I am for King Leander. I love that boy so much. I don't want nobody else raising him.
Yeah. Is that your only one?
First and last.
Your first and last.
My last.
I'm a mother of one too, and I think part of it is my childhood. I kind of watched my mom. She had 5 kids, right, by 3 different men. I didn't want that for my kids, so it was like one, and I stopped there.
Right.
And then I watched, and I was like, certain things is now my age now. I'm 42, and I look back over my life at the mistakes I made, and I'm like, I kind of was almost in the same pattern she was, because I watched my mom kind of like just chase after love. You know what I'm saying? With different men, and they left her with kids, but nothing else. And then it was a thing where it was too many kids, so we were like spread out. You know, we were always with family, never with foster care or anything like that, but. It was kind of thing. I remember being a little girl and looking at my aunts there. I'm living with them, and it's like looking at my cousins like, why y'all having normal moms? You know?
Can I ask you a question? Have your mama ever sat down and told you her story?
Yes.
Okay.
So my mom's not here anymore.
Okay.
So, but prior to her passing away, yes.
Right.
So it was such an understanding, because I would look at my mom as a mom, and as a kid you expect your mom to be perfect. You don't look at her as a human being,
right?
But
I wanted to insert right there, because I don't want nobody looking at my mama no type of twisted way.
Right.
She was a 15-year-old mother.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know what trauma came with the conception of me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? At that time, black people don't even take postpartum seriously.
Yes. How about that? I know. Seriously, it's so many things, and I'm not gonna tell my mom's story, but it was so traumatic.
Right.
And then like your mom, she was a kid. My dad was a kid. And now, like, today, my dad is my best friend. I have an understanding that they were kids. I was expecting kids to be something other than what they were, which was kids.
Right.
I understand it now, and as a parent, like, I do my best. It's going to be things that my daughter is going to look back and say, well, you didn't do this the right way. Because it's like, and what I tell her is, being as though it's one kid, every year she gets older, I've never been a parent to a 14-year-old. I've never been a parent to a 15-year-old. So we're doing this together.
Yeah.
So
and that's why I want to push that. I love my mama. My mama, and shout out to her today her birthday too, because
wow.
No, I'm saying today is a day that she should be celebrating too, because regardless of how the story went, I do consider my grandmother my mom, but I don't never want nobody to look at my real mama in a negative light.
Right.
She gave birth to a fucking legend.
Exactly.
I'm sitting here today because however it went, whether it was traumatic for her or whether the situation was whatever that situation was, I'm sitting here because of it. And I want to thank her for going through that.
Yeah.
However traumatic it was to her. But I wanted to also say, with that being understood, I was scared as shit at 26 about to give birth to my first child. So I can only imagine at 15 years old, coming out of the household. I just told y'all my grandmother was, we Christian, we Church of God in Christ.
Yeah.
Probably being shunned by the church, shamed.
Yep. Especially if you had it out of wedlock. Because my dad's pastor would not let me have my baby shower. And I felt so ashamed because I didn't do things the right way. But I was almost 26 like you. It was like, 4 months before my 26th birthday?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like, I couldn't bring myself to abort her, you know, like it.
So, well, why would you though? And my thing is I don't really go to church. It's not that I don't believe in God or anything. I just don't go to church. But it's shit like that.
Yeah. Cause,
it's almost like it's a fraternity or sorority.
It's a cult. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's a cult. Nah, Auntie Kiddy going to keep it real, baby. Right. Auntie Kiddy, you not finna piss on my back and tell me it's raining. And honestly, that's really what a lot of the members of the church that had a problem with me, that was the reason why. Like, this little girl talk too damn much. This little girl, I'm super intelligent. Super intelligent. 8th grade, I'm taking college courses and getting my credits before I even get to be a senior. Super intelligent. And that's the reason why I don't go to church either, brother.
So you wasn't a good follower?
Not at all. I ain't never been.
Shame on you. So I'm not going to even say none of the shit I was getting ready to say, other than, the narrative is that, and I don't know how long ago this was, but the narrative is that the black woman is not protected. And I have my thoughts about that, but we're not going to get into it, okay? And it seems like the place where you think you should be able to go where you would get that protection, you're shunned from it. So where do you go from there? Especially if your thought process or your belief system is that this is my safe space, and that's taken away from you, what do you do? And that's rhetorical, but,
See it through. That's what I've been doing. Like, I'm not perfect. I got here from a lot of experience.
Right.
And might I add, it wasn't because I had to go through no shit. Shout out to the people that have to go through. That has to be their path. I chose some of that shit. I don't. You said you don't go to church. I really don't believe in. I believe in the devil, but I really don't believe in the devil. I believe that's a nigga that we created to blame our shit on.
Okay. That's real. That's real.
Devil ain't made you do that shit. You had a choice. You decided you gave in to what the fuck you wanted to give in to.
And if you did that, then accept it. It's like, well, okay, I like sinning sometimes. Sinning is fun.
Don't listen to him.
It's amazing, you guys.
Look, they both bad.
No, okay, let's lighten it up for a second. Let's pursue this. Is it not sometimes fun to sin?
Of course. That's why people can't stop doing it.
Okay.
You know what? If it wasn't fun, there would be no sin.
Okay.
Think about it. All of the things that they say are bad for you are the things that people love. The best food is bad for your body. So it's some truth to it.
Okay. I'm done with it then.
All right. But so is there anybody that you could say that influenced you as far as music?
My biggest influence is Erykah Badu, no cap. Before I started really pushing my own music, I was a cover singer. I sung for a band. And so, like, a lot of people be like, well, I ain't never heard of her. Where she been? Bitch, I've been on stage.
Okay.
I most of my career, I've been on the stage. I've been actually performing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't have a humongous catalog.
Right.
But I got some old school shit. Like,
Say it again for the people in the back.
I've been doing this for
been
a
booked
long
and busy.
time.
We watched the Luther Vandross documentary, and I had no idea how many songs this dude had either written or he sung backup for before he actually had his thing. So that's not the mark of somebody that just because people don't know exactly who you are that you haven't put your work in.
I busted my ass.
Yeah.
So can we get a little, oh, my.
Let me see. I'm getting tired of your shit. You don't never buy me nothing. Dun, 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 dun. And every time you come around, you got to bring Jim, James, Paul, and Tyrone. Baby, why can't we be by ourselves sometimes? I've been having this on my mind for a long time. I just want it to be you and me like it used to be, baby. But you don't know how to act. Matter of fact, I think you need to. Y'all was supposed to come in.
Oh, sorry.
But I did very well at imitating her, imitating Jill Scott. A lot of people be thinking like music is just having a gift, but you really ain't gotta have a humongous gift. You just gotta be really good with sounds. You gotta be able to imitate sounds.
Right.
And that's basically what I did. I imitated her style of singing. I studied them little, all that. Yeah. So, like, Erykah Badu is a big influence. You know what I'm saying? I think through her, Macy Gray, people like Tina Turner.
Macy Gray's first album.
I finally found my voice because at the time, like I said, I was really good at mimicking everybody else. And it was discouraging because I didn't sound like everybody else. I couldn't really copy everybody else. And that translated back into that little girl doing that solo in front of the church and the choir in the back laughing at her because she started out in the wrong pitch or she didn't know her pitch.
Right.
But it wasn't that I couldn't sing. My voice ain't like nobody else. Don't nobody sound like me.
That sounded damn good to me.
Right.
So, like, I think at this point, I know I'm more comfortable with sharing what I sound like with the world. So
you got that comfortability.
Yeah.
So, I came across you on TikTok. This is why you're here.
Yes.
Partially why you're here.
Yes.
You're here because you're talented as fuck.
Thank you.
But it's just the vibe and and I can't tell you the first video I saw. I was like, oh man, she's entertaining. Okay, let me go ahead and hit the little plus button. I'm gonna follow her. And then I start seeing more and more stuff.
Right.
And you bullying that puppy. We'll talk about that later.
He sure did talk about that before you got here.
You're gonna raise up off my niece.
Say, Blondie is mixed. Blondie has a Caucasian mother, and her father is Black and Asian.
I get you. So it's the Caucasian part that's acting up?
Yeah, she mixed, so she trying to find her way right now. Yeah. And I have to remind her daily that I'm a Black mom.
I get you.
This is a Black household, Blondie.
I get you.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like you trying to into it. But I mean, like I said, I'm not gonna get too much into it. I mean, I want to tell you how to parent your child.
That's my baby too. Blondie.
However,
Blondie Monroe Henderson.
With a pretty ass. She got blue eyes, right?
Yes, ice blue eyes.
That's a pretty blue.
That's my baby.
Pretty baby. But so after I start watching more of what you have on there, I start seeing you do your little radio. And I can't hit the live all the time. I'll be busy because you hit your shit in the middle of the day sometimes.
I be trying.
But so you have terrestrial radio. Is that just on TikTok, or can somebody actually, if they're driving through Alabama, and they can actually tune into it? How does this work for you?
Me and Spotify are in a complicated relationship right now. You can go. Kiddy Pink Radio is live on there, but some of my videos are being reported and taken down. First of all, let's start at the beginning. Okay. Kiddy Pink Radio was something that was a mental thing. Like, even when I was in high school, because my thing is I want to get my music on the radio. How do I get my music on the radio? And I'm always being met with, you need the money. You ain't got the money. And I was just...
Is it payola?
Pretty much.
Okay. All right.
And I was always just like, well, you know what? When I grow up, I'm going to create a radio station and I'm going to play everybody's shit. This is how Kiddy Pink Radio started. Don't believe the rumors. People will tell you that, oh, I just popped up with that. No, baby, that's been simmering in my soul since I was a little bitty girl. Like a lot of my creativity. But I wanted to create a platform where not only can I play what I make, the music I make, but all the other people, because like people really don't know anything about Arkansas, but we got so many talented people down there. We have
Alabama. It's Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Okay.
Yes, I'm from
Arkansas.
Arkansas.
They both start with an A. So. Is it Alabama, Arkansas, or Alaska?
Right.
I know
Well,
Alaska.
and even with that, you know what I'm saying? If I tell somebody I'm from Arkansas, the first thing they're gonna ask me, Lil Rock. They don't know nothing about stamps. Right. We down there in the sticks. And so, of course, it's hard to get somebody to be, hey, come over here. You know what I'm saying?
How many people in your city?
3,000.
Shit.
I'm looking at my sister for support. I don't know. It's small.
It's small.
It's very small. Everybody knows everybody.
So everybody in the city knows you and
yeah.
know what you're doing. So you can probably.
Matter of fact, I grew up. My grandma owned the one out of 3 Black-owned restaurants, successful restaurants down there. Okay. And so I even with that, I've been working ever since I could count money. So like I worked in her dairy. Everybody know Niecy. Everybody know the dairy. Shirley's place. What you say?
I said shout out to Niecy.
Yeah, so everybody know me.
Yeah.
So like, you know, it's one of them type of towns. Everybody know people gonna tiptoe over here to watch to see, you know, what she say about me.
Make sure you give your shout outs because, you know.
Shout out to everybody who played a part in who I am right now. And that's as far as I'm going to go with it.
Okay. There it is.
The good, the bad, the ugly. Thank you.
We in a city as big as Houston, and the areas around Houston, it's like, what, 7 million people?
Right.
Yeah, so don't nobody give a shit.
You'll probably meet somebody different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not the same thing. But you're coming from that small town, and everybody knows that you're doing music and stuff. How is the support? Okay. think I asked the right question.
My grandma always told me, your light is not going to always attract other light. Okay. Most times it's going to be darkness. And like I said, I didn't understand it, and sometimes I still get frustrated. But I know who I am. I know who God created. So I know, regardless of where I am, I could be at the end of the face of the world. I'm going to be met with that spirit. Because my job's way bigger than just singing and stuff like that. My job is humongous. And there's a spirit that don't like that. The head spirit don't like that. So you got to send his little demons to attack.
Yeah, so you still got to deal with that in such a small town.
Yeah.
It's not like, okay, this person is representing us.
A majority of them are watching to see me fail.
It may be worse with it coming from a small town. A bigger town is so spread out. You don't have that many people with a magnifying glass on you. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't know everybody. I know. So I can only imagine, like, so for instance, where I'm from, there it's like sectioned off. Like you'll have like West Philly, you'll have North Philly, South Philly, but within West Philly there's sections. You get what I'm so it'll be like small groups. Like I'm from this part of West Philly, so it's kind of like being from a small town where in that little area where you're from, everybody knows everybody. Right. So them people ain't gonna fuck with me until I really, really make it. Yeah. That's everywhere though. When you think about it. Even like with social media, you may be great, but if you don't have a certain amount of followers, nobody's paying attention. Mm-hmm. They're not hitting the like button because they waiting for the masses to do it first. But I'm gonna say something though. You've seen my interaction on TikTok, right? I get more love for people I never ever met. I'm learning that. Your best bet is stop trying to, for instance, those are not your customers. Those are not your consumers. I was going to get to that because I sell insurance. Nobody I know is buying from me. Yeah. So stop trying to market to the people that you know. So like my personal, like kind of like pages like Facebook, all of these people, it's kind of like you're wasting your time. Just wait for the strangers. I don't know. Why is that, people? Wait for the strangers to notice you because those are going to be the people that are going to support you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Our people are conditioned bad, and I understand it. Like we experienced a lot of really, really traumatic, nasty, disgusting treatment, and it made us into, it molded us into the culture that we are. It molded us into the energies that we are. Mm-hmm. You know, it's a sad story, and we always calling for somebody to change it, but nobody's breaking the cycle. And that we were supposed to go on that topic about how, you know, like slavery, the trauma from it, can it be passed down through generations? Absolutely. And that's what's happening. So all of these things that we've been conditioned started. That's where it started, and nobody is breaking it. So we keep passing it down. It's kind of like, okay, well, we don't like her because she got to work in the house because she was light. Exactly. Those same things are still being passed down. Man. Like we don't, subconsciously, it's there. We're not really focusing on it, but that's where it stems from. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that everybody is going to agree with that, but too many of us have that attitude that damn she lucky. No, Cash Doll said that in Cash Commandments or whatever that was. But she said, "Don't ever call me. I work too damn hard. Don't ever call me lucky. I've been busting my ass."
But you know, luck is the residue of design. So if you never try, it's not gonna happen no matter how much luck you have. You know? I ain't lucky.
I'm busting my ass so much too. I missed a lot of time with the woman that I called mama. My grandma passed 3 years ago, and honestly, I think the thing that hurts me the most is like I was so busy chasing my dream, I ain't even realize it had got that bad. Yeah, I ain't even know she was that sick. Right. Because I was too busy trying to chase my dream. I mean, my intentions was right. I'm trying to get her up out the hood.
Isn't that what she wanted you to do, though?
Of course.
So it's a double-edged sword. Yeah. And I'm not telling you how to feel. Right. I'm just trying to take some of the the edge.
The
off
guilt,
of-
yeah.
Yeah, it's our parents or our caregivers put us in a position to pursue whatever it is we need to make us better,
Right.
or for us to succeed.
Right.
And I think if you do that, then that's
I definitely know that she's proud. The biggest thing to her was education, because she was functioning with a 6th grade education. Yeah. So education was real big to her. Like I told you, I was real intelligent. Like I was taking college courses in the 8th grade.
right.
So like that was something big in that aspect. I do think I made her proud.
Yeah.
I think I was somewhat of a trophy. My grandma wanted people to know, like, look at my baby. My baby's smart. Every spelling bee, I won a poetry contest that Maya Angelou sponsored when I was in like 6th grade. Mm-hmm. She was proud of that. So yeah, I know I made her proud, but to me, like I said, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I wanted to put my granny in a
I got
nice
you.
ass house.
Yeah.
I wanted to show her different parts of the world.
Right.
My grandma was born in 43. You know what I'm saying? Jim Crow era. There's a lot of trauma there. So absolutely it can be passed down. You ever thought about, I know you're supposed to discipline your kids, but we basically repeated what was done to us. The only way I'm going to get this nigga to act right is if I beat him.
Yep.
Yeah. We talked about this on another episode. I didn't beat my son.
A lot of black people probably...
Well,
every once in a while I tap that ass. I ain't gonna front.
Yeah, I can count on my hands how many times, because I know it doesn't really work the way that you think.
No, it makes it violent.
I've whooped him twice, and one of the times he said some really disrespectful shit to a girl at school. So those 2 times, he's about to be 21 next month. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 2 times, and it felt like I was forced to do that. Sometimes parents, they discipline their children in that manner because they're upset.
Right.
And it's a way for them to release that anger.
That's why I try not to put my hands on my baby.
Yeah, if I get too mad,
I
don't want to hurt you.
People will look at you like, well, you know.
That's what's wrong with them.
Well, like, no. I've actually had people whose children are in the penitentiary talk about how you need to beat their ass. And I'm like, well, maybe,
That's exactly where I was going with it.
Okay.
It does nothing but create rage.
Yeah.
With me raising a baby on the spectrum, that's always been everybody's go-to. You need to whoop that. He's partially verbal.
Okay.
I call it partially verbal, but on paper, on document, non-verbal.
Gotcha.
But that nigga can talk.
Yeah.
What was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But yeah, I tapped him one time, and my boy just, and that's why I say I'm grateful for how I was raised. I'm grateful for that situation, because I'm with him. I'm the way with him that I wish somebody had been with me.
I got you.
Patience. Let me understand why you're feeling like this, because you can't completely explain to me what you're feeling. And sometimes we get so caught up in, I brought you here, I'll take you out. We don't realize that these are still human beings, regardless, that we just been here longer than them.
Right.
They still human.
And you're going to grow up and remember all of this.
All of it. Yep.
Now, some of it we're going to be able to like, okay, well, I get it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I do. Some of my ass whoopings was well delivered.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But some of it is like, damn, you tripped out. And I never wanted my kid to feel that way about me. If I put my hands on you, it's because I at least want you to connect that with something really fucked up.
That's it. I want this to be the first and last time I have to do this.
Right. But it's the constant, and I'll share an ass whooping story with you. My uncle worked at nightclubs at night, so he slept all during the day, and my aunt did a different job where she's gone during the day. So in the summertime, until I got in summer camp, I would just be up. I had my own devices and shit. And I made bubbles in the sink. I put some dishwashing liquid. I made a bunch of bubbles and shit. I got the shit beat out of me. And you like,
No, because I have to tell a story about something similar, but it's funny.
And when I think about it, I'm laughing at it now, but nigga, I did not deserve the ass whooping I got for making them bubbles in the sink.
Pause. When they beat slaves, what was the initial intent?
Fear. To put fear in them.
I just want to put some fear in you so you don't do that shit no more.
Yeah. Yeah, but come on, man.
That's why that's my whole take and my whole theory on our people condition.
Yeah.
It's something we can't help. We go to ass whoopings. Even with our dogs. You sitting up here talking about me with my dog. Yeah, I tap her ass every once in a while. She got a black mama.
So if I see you tap on TikTok, I'm gonna find the right emoji to put on there to show my displeasure.
And it's not like I'm roughing her up or anything. You know what I'm saying? It's just pow, pow, pow. I don't want to do that to you no more. But this is what happens.
You running out in the middle of the fucking street and shit.
Exactamundo. I love you. I want you to live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the little story. So the Chickmunks had this episode where they were cleaning, and they were singing the song Bibbidi Bibbidi Bop with my favorite mop, and they were mopping. So we thought we were doing a good thing. It was my brother and my cousin. So we bibbidi bibbidi bopping, mopping the floor. We had like way too much water. I'm talking like we almost flooded the living room. When I say we got the worst butt whooping ever in
out of
life.
Frustration. Y'all fucking kids is getting on my nerves. Why would y'all do that?
We thought we were doing a good thing. We were trying to clean. We like, okay.
Did anybody sit you down and explain to you why you got your ass whooped? Did anybody sit you down and explain to you why you got your ass whooped?
Yeah,
there has to be some structure behind the ass whooping.
Yes, because I'm like, okay, so cleaning is bad?
Yeah.
Like, hey, thank you. One more thing about my, and I'll mention my son this time, and he'll be up in the state, he can tell you about it. He was probably about 3, and I was upstairs taking a nap. I love taking naps. He went to go get us some juice and spilled almost the entire gallon of juice on the floor. And then when I woke up, he said, hey, Dad, I spilled Daddy or whatever, I spilled some juice on the floor. I cleaned it. I was like, okay, let me go down here because I knew he's 3. I know for a fact
you ain't clean.
You ain't clean shit. But I appreciate it.
Right.
He said, no, it's clean. I'm like, no, I got you. Let me. When I get down there, I can't see no juice on the floor. I'm like, the fuck out of here.
Right.
And I walk in the kitchen. Then I look. He took the entire roll of toilet paper, tissue.
Trying to wipe it up.
But he took the roll itself
and just set it on it.
But anyway, but that's one of my favorite memories because that's the situation I probably would have got my ass whooped. But I saw it for him, like, man, you know,
his effort.
He tried. I love that.
Yeah, he tried. So, Kiddy, tell us, what does your recording process look like? Do you go in with like a song already written out? Do you freestyle ever? Like,
I love writing sessions. A lot of y'all done been a part of that on my TikToks. A lot of times we just go through beats because this is how when I was with Dub City Soul, this is how we did things over there. Like everybody gonna pack up in the studio and we gonna go through these beats. And if you feel something, if you hear something, you know, it was a whole creative process when I first started. I started doing music when it was like the pop trunk, the whatever they call it, the pop trunk era. You pop the trunk and you selling CDs out the back seat or whatever. That's the time I came in. That's when we was really, really putting all the creativity into it. So
love to sing that.
I'm old school. Like I need, if I gotta hear something that move me.
Right.
If I pull out a pen and pad while I'm listening, that's what I tell producers all the time. Don't sit up and ask me, did I like that? Did I like that? Did I like that? If you see me pull out my pen and my pad, I'm fucking with it.
Right.
And that's what it is for me. It got to move me. It got to bring something out of me. I got to be able to, I'm going to tell a story to that.
Right.
Yeah. Nice. So that's pretty much what it is, and I try to practice at home because that shit expensive. I try to practice at home so I can knock it out within an hour. or hour or two.
Right.
You know, because I ain't trying to sit here all day long working on the same thing. And it comes so easy for me. I ain't gotta do all the other
So
stuff.
Right.
What Rick James called Tina Marie, One Take Tina.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of them people, and a lot of people don't like me because everybody's they done normalized this punch in shit. I want to do the whole song from the top to the bottom.
Right. You don't lose no energy, no momentum or anything. You just
I want to sing. Like, this is my happy place.
You want a Kiddy Sangs?
Yay. Yay. That's my happy place. That's how I escape the fact that my rent due tomorrow and I ain't got but $2 in the bank. Right. That's how I escape the fact that I don't know what I'm gonna do. My son need this and he need that, and I ain't got it. That's how I escape it. Mm-hmm. I held a sign for a whole year that said we'll sing for streams. Yo,
dedication.
Yo, this gotta work for me. Ain't nothing else. I mean, I could go get me a job at Target or you know what I'm saying, and I ain't shitting on nobody that worked there, but I ain't finna do nothing that don't make me happy.
Right.
When I walked in here, you said, "Thank you for doing this on your birthday, girl." This is more fun to me than it is work.
Right. Yeah.
I ain't in no big ass church, but I got a ministry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a song I used to sing all the time. It's my grandma. My grandma used to ask me, "This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine everywhere I go." Mm-hmm. So I had to adapt to people not liking me. I had to adapt to that spirit that chases me everywhere I go.
So how do you handle feedback and criticism?
I welcome it. Because it may sound, I don't want no yes men around me.
Yeah.
I don't. Because that's what's wrong with music. That's why it's so watered down now. Got too many yes men. That shit go hard. No, it don't.
Right.
That's why that's why people really, really come to Kiddy Pink Radio when I go live. Because they know I'm going to play that hot-ish. I'm not going to play it because that's my homie.
Right.
A lot of people send me things, and then later on they're like, "Well, you ain't play this song. That wasn't it." But I'm gonna tell you which one is it though.
Right.
I want the same thing from everybody else. Tell me if that shit ain't hidden, cause I'm putting money into this. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. This shit is not cheap when you independent. I don't have no machine behind me. So if I'm finna waste my time putting money into something, you telling me, "Kiddy, that ain't it. All right, let's try something else."
Do you think it's a little easier now than it was when you had to sell out of the trunk? So if it's digital,
it's harder.
It is.
It's harder.
How so?
Because you had way more control then. And not just that, now you got to compete with Lil Timmy on his iPhone, recording out his room.
Because we used to talk about how, I'm 53. I'm a little bit older than you. I don't like the way you laugh. But anyway, you'd have to go to the record store and thumb through it, grab a CD that you want, and you're going to listen to every single song because you paid for it. And you may not be able to get another CD for a couple of weeks.
Exactly.
You know, and so you're reading the credits. You know who produced it. You know who wrote it. You the whole nine. And so you're gonna give it more than like 10 or 15 seconds of an initial listen. And so nowadays it's, oh, this person's recording music. Let me listen to it. And you listen for like 2 or 3 seconds. You skip. Listen to it for 2 or 3 seconds. You skip. So you think that makes it a little bit harder? That's what makes
it so much more harder because our attention spans are shorter now.
Yeah.
The use of technology, it makes our attention span shorter. So yeah, that's why I be telling most artists, stop with them long ass intros. You done bored these folks. They don't want to hear shit else.
But isn't that
come through the door hard than a motherfucker?
Yeah. So, but isn't that kind of like it's stifling that, you know, maybe that long intro is something that they like to do.
If the beat is jamming, do your thing.
Gotcha. You gotta still have something.
But if it's a mediocre ass beat,
get to it. I get you. Because I think about Andre 3000, and I really wanted a solo Andre 3000 album. And what we got, I like, okay, shit.
Speaking of,
I went ahead and listened to most of it, and I couldn't, But anyway, go ahead.
who would you collaborate with?
Oh,
Dead
shit.
or alive?
Ugh, that's a good.
Because he brought up Andre 3000, and I was going to ask that question prior to that. So it kind of like flowed right in.
Michael the fuck Jackson.
Ooh.
Yeah. On
Michael
a
Jackson.
dance type of hit or a ballad?
Some pop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love Michael.
Who doesn't love Mike?
I love Michael. Y'all tell me and my lips raw, I feel a little crust or something.
No, you
No, you
fucking with
good.
your
You
lips and there's
good.
nothing
Yeah,
wrong with it.
yeah.
Okay.
Good.
I'm
Anybody
on camera.
else? Like, how about somebody?
Whitney Houston.
How about
Oh,
Prince?
come on, all of the greats.
The greatest. Tina
Yes.
Turner.
Yes,
I mentioned
I
Prince.
definitely could see Tina.
Prince?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just.
I really, and I tell people all the time, like, I really feel like I was born in the wrong era because I would kind of want to do something with Etta James.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I actually hear that in your
Yeah,
vocals.
right.
Yeah, that type of, more so than Michael Jackson. I think.
Her and Tina, I could
yeah,
definitely
Tina I could
see.
see,
if
but-
my hair was blonde, you'd see it even deeper. I favor that lady. I'm
Yeah.
just not as yellow as her.
I need to
I honestly think I came. I ain't gonna scare y'all.
Reincarnated.
I'm stargating. It goes up. I'm sorry.
The way things ended for her, she would have a point to prove if she came back. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I got a point to prove. I feel that strongly. I felt that all my life. But I don't want to scare y'all.
No, you're not. No,
we-
listen.
Yeah, we don't scare.
I'm borderline a conspiracy theorist. I'm a little spiritual. I'm a little bit of everything. So you can't scare
A little
me.
bit country, a little bit rock and
Little
roll.
bit,
Yeah.
little
I've always been this weird black quirky girl. So
Do you listen to any? And I don't like saying white music but Blue Eyed Soul type of shit like Steely Dan, Fleetwood Mac, or
I
some
wouldn't
stuff
know
like that.
them by name, but I would probably know their music. Just
Okay.
like like I said, I grew up Kojic, so I didn't get to listen to a whole bunch of secular music.
Yeah.
But I was able to watch movies like Grease. I'm singing in the rain, just sing classic Hollywood.
Yeah.
That's where I got the theatrical, dramatic side of me and my music from is classic Hollywood.
So you have some acting roles?
I want some.
Yeah.
Tubi, what's up?
You know, we trying to do a short film.
Okay.
And when I say short,
Okay.
like 11, 15
Call
minutes.
your girl. What's up?
Well, no, that's what I'm mentioning to you. So we have some things that we're attempting to do that we know we can do.
Okay.
It's just and shout out to Tubi. Then they get a bad
They
rap.
doing their thing. Shout out
But-
to Isaiah Conyers. Y'all go check out Flued Out
Flew out.
on Tubi.
I'll watch it tonight.
Yes.
Check
Yes.
it out.
Tubi to me, I'm looking at it as like the YouTube of movies. So
Yeah.
movie or channels where you can put what you do the best you can. So a lot of the issues people have with Tubi movies is that it's
The quality, but
Yeah,
they
so-
went tripping when Dolomite and you know what I'm saying. All that shit wasn't perfect.
Right.
and that's the charm behind it. So
Right.
what I and the way I am. I'm trying to get as close to perfect as I can get, but I've never done it before. So and that's the idea. So I'm asking you if you acted because of that, because I see that in you. But not only that, I cannot believe you don't have a podcast.
I do, but I'm not consistent. See, the thing, a lot of people be talking about I'm bipolar, and I know what I'm saying is those people really don't understand the whole stigma and dynamic behind the whole. I'm one of them people, I can't focus on one thing at one time. I got to be doing a million. I understand that about myself, so I'm more apologetic than my audience is. Like I done told my people, hey, I pull up when I pull up.
So tell us about what are you currently working on? Anything new? Anything outside of music?
I'm not, I I'm applying pressure, but as far as like just giving y'all new music all the time, it's still people that ain't heard the old music yet. I don't they be bullying a lot of artists. I'm not one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't take this music that I done gave you and listen to that, if it's not good, tell me that. But if it's good and it's something that you enjoy, keep sharing it. Support me.
Right.
Cause I'm not where I want to be. You know, I do pretty good, but I could be doing better if people would support. And I don't feel like I'm one of them artists that's really putting out good music.
Right.
I'm not just putting it out because I want y'all to make me rich.
Right.
So, yeah.
Have you ever done anything outside of music? Professionally?
Professionally, that question is complicated because I feel like all the things, I take everything that I do seriously.
Okay.
So like I customize clothes. I make jewelry, style. So I'm big on fashion. So like I have a Fly Girl 84 boutique.
Okay, check it out.
Yeah. I try to cater to us plus size girls.
Okay.
A lot of people focus more on just putting some cloth on our back instead of putting us in something that complements our body.
Yeah. Right.
So that's my focus. I got Fly Girl 84 boutique. Not just that. I do VJing. Like I said, my platform is for the independent artists who can't get on, FM radio and stuff like that. We finna still get your music heard.
Right.
So like that's something. My platform is for me to push my music, but I ain't selfish. I ain't stingy.
Do people give you money at all?
I do get donations. Okay. If you see on my page, them folks bought me a chair was that last year? Yeah, them folks bought me a chair last year. Not too long ago. They bought me a chair. They bought the speakers. I would just say things like, damn, I need, while I'm live, and by the end of the live, somebody be like, what's your cash out?
It's to push what you're trying to do.
My grandma always told me your gifts will make room for you.
Yeah.
A lot of people call it pandering. A lot of people call it begging. But
that's not begging.
I provide, like I said, I have a ministry. I ain't got on no 3-piece suit. I'm not behind no pulpit. But I have a ministry. A lot of people tune in simply because they having a bad fucking day and they just need me to lift their spirits.
I get it.
And not just that, when I feel moved by the spirit, if the spirit tells me it's somebody in this life right now that need to hear it, I ain't fussing at you or nothing. I'm telling you about something that I'm learning currently.
Right.
I feel like can't nobody tell me shit about nothing you ain't experienced. That's why when people who have never raised an autistic child try to tell me how to raise my baby, get the fuck back.
Right.
You can't tell me nothing. And hell, some of the people that know, you can't tell me nothing.
Your experience.
That's our issue. That's the issue with society. We be trying to make everybody else walk ours. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We be trying to compare their walk with ours. And nah, we got to do this shit alone.
And can you just make sure you share whatever links, websites you want us to, put on our pages?
Absolutely.
To bring you more business or whatever it is we need to do to help out with that.
Absolutely.
And I know you hungry, you're sitting here with us. I'm hungry too. I don't know if my stomach is growling, but
I know mine was.
Yeah, is there any messages?
Okay.
Do you have any messages for the listeners? Like anybody that's going to watch the podcast, whether it's old fans, new fans.
Yeah.
We're on live on TikTok. Anybody watching this live, anything you want to say?
Today I turned 41 years old. And if I ain't learned nothing else in life, I've learned to keep going. See it through. You don't be seeing, I tell my supporters all the time, I wish I could see me through your eyes. because I don't see what the greatness that you see. I don't see the future that you see. But simply because you love me and you pushing me, I'm gonna see this shit through.
Right.
No matter how hard it get, no matter how much I want to give up, I'm gonna see it through. I just started seeing a breakthrough last year. I've been doing this my entire life. And I ain't gonna say I made a lot of money. A lot of people make some money off of me.
Right.
Off of my talent. And like I said, we doing everything independent now. Everything is a learning process as well. We gotta realize that too. We be feeling like our lives are so effed up, and we be admiring other people's lives, and we don't even realize like we be having it made. So see it through. Yeah. Don't give up on yourself. I don't and stop focusing on the age.
Yes. That I tell people that all the time, because it's the thing, it's like, oh, I'm too old for this or that. Let me give up. You know, and you may just be right at that point for your stardom, your breakthrough, or whatever it is.
Have you seen that meme where the man is trying to chop his way out this hole?
I have not.
And at the very point when he about to hit the last time to get through the hole, he give up.
I saw that.
Yeah, it's a little
see it through.
Yeah, I was gonna say a book, Think and Grow Rich. The guy, he was digging and digging and digging, and ended up selling. I think it was like mining or something like that he was doing for gold. He gave up, ended up selling it. That next person came along and found the gold mine.
See it through. Everything. Not it ain't even gotta be in reference to this music shit, the fashion, nothing. See everything through.
That you
Yeah. It don't always be that bad. Sometimes we be overthinking shit.
Yeah.
Stay out your head.
We got 120 something subscribers in like a day and a half, and I hit them up. The rest of the social life. I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened? we always, you know, it was a big deal. And then I hear other bigger platforms talk about, they don't even notice when you get to 1 subscriber anymore. I do. We do, because it means so much more to us. And to get like 100 and something, it was just like mind blowing. Yeah. And sometimes we get caught up in our own thing that we don't notice the little things that happen that used to bring us joy.
Every last one of my supporters, they feel special.
Yeah.
Because I point out things. I know what it's like. I'm that little girl that wanted that attention. I know what it's like to want to be called on. And all I wanted to just tell me I'm pretty. Just tell me I'm smart. I want everybody else to feel like that. I want to fulfill that wish. If you need to hear that, if that's what it takes to get you through, let me plant a seed in you. Right. Seeds don't start out as flowers already.
Right. Yep.
You got to plant it, and then you have to water it. You have to give it sunshine, all that shit. I plant seeds. That's why I said I ain't in no road, no big old road behind no pulpit, but I have a ministry. I know I got a purpose to be here. Well, I know me and God we here. I know why I'm here. Everybody else don't understand it, and it pisses them off that I'm nonchalant about them not understanding it.
Yeah, I know you attracted me. I just saw something like, oh man, I gotta have on it, you know.
I'm glad I attracted you. I'm glad I attract anybody that come my way, because I promise you, it's all authentic.
Yeah.
It's the Social Drinkers Podcast.